April 17th, 1998. In Phoenix, Arizona, a young woman died in a hit-and-run incident. Her name was Jennifer Williams. She was 24 years old. But when investigators looked into the woman, they came face to face with a case they'd never encountered before. Jennifer Williams had never existed. The woman had no birth certificate, no childhood records, no past. The 20-year investigation that followed tried to answer one haunting question: who was she? Don't forget to subscribe, because this is the story of a woman who died without even knowing her own name. The emergency call came at 11:47 p.m. on the night of April 17, 1998. A pedestrian had been struck by a vehicle on East Van Buren Street in Phoenix near a shopping center that had closed hours earlier. The driver didn't stop. The woman was rushed to Phoenix General Hospital, but at 2:34 a.m. on April 18th, her death was pronounced. In her purse, investigators found a driver's license identifying her as Jennifer Marie Williams, born March 8, 1974, in Tucson, Arizona. The listed address was an apartment complex in downtown Phoenix. There was also a photo of a little boy, about 5 or 6 years old. For Detective Marcus Rivera, at first everything seemed straightforward. Find the victim's family to notify them and find the hit-and-run driver. The address on Jennifer's license led to a modest apartment in a rundown complex in Phoenix. The man who opened the door was in his 50s, with graying hair, thin built, and had nervous eyes. He introduced himself as Warren Williams, Jennifer's father. Rivera delivered the news as gently as he could. Warren's reaction was strange. He didn't cry or collapse. He just nodded slowly, as if he'd been expecting this. He kept deflecting the questions asked and exhibited odd behaviors. Rivera sensed something was wrong, but didn't press. When he returned to the station and ran Jennifer Williams's information through national databases, he found nothing. No registered birth certificate in Arizona, no social security number matching her name and date of birth, no school records, no medical records, no tax returns. Jennifer Marie Williams, according to all government databases, had never existed. Rivera returned to the apartment 2 days later with more questions. Mr. Williams, we're having trouble finding Jennifer's records. Can you tell me where she went to school? We homeschooled. I taught her myself. What about doctors? She must have seen a pediatrician growing up. We didn't go to doctors much. She was a healthy child. Rivera pulled out the photo from Jennifer's purse. Who is this little boy? Warren's expression changed, something between fear and sadness. Michael, her son. Rivera wasn't expecting this. Where is Michael now? With relatives. Jennifer thought it was better for him. Which relatives? Warren suddenly stood up. Detective, I've told you everything I know. My daughter is dead. Can't you just let us grieve? Rivera left, but he started pulling every thread he could find. Jennifer had worked as a waitress at a restaurant called Desert Rose, so he started there. The manager, a woman named Rosa Martinez, remembered Jennifer well. She was a good worker, quiet, mostly kept to herself, but you could tell she was smart, you know? Did she ever talk about her family? Rosa thought for a moment. She mentioned her father a few times, said he was protective, maybe too protective, and she had a son, but she didn't have custody. She said she was originally from Tucson, but to be honest, I got the feeling she wasn't even sure herself. When I asked what high school she went to, she got this look on her face like she couldn't remember and changed the subject. Rivera requested Jennifer's autopsy report and found something significant. Old injuries, healed fractures documented by the medical examiner. Jennifer had broken her left arm twice, once at 7 years old, again at 10. She'd also had a collarbone fracture at some point during childhood. These injuries should have created medical records, insurance claims, school incident reports, but there were none. Rivera expanded his investigation. He contacted the FBI's Missing Persons Unit and asked them to run Jennifer's photo through the database of children who went missing in the 1970s and 1980s. 3 weeks later, he received a call that changed everything. The FBI had found 3 possible matches, 3 young girls who had been reported missing between 1978 and 1984, all resembling Jennifer Williams. The first was Emily Parker, kidnapped at 5 years old from a shopping mall in Oklahoma City in 1979. The second was Lisa Brennan, who disappeared at 7 years old from her elementary school in Albuquerque in 1981. The third was Rebecca Jamison, taken at 9 years old from a park in Flagstaff, Arizona in 1983. Each girl had blonde hair and blue eyes. Each was taken in daylight without witnesses. The cases had gone cold decades ago. Rivera arranged DNA testing. Jennifer's body had been cremated at Warren Williams's request, but tissue samples from the autopsy had been preserved. Rivera contacted the families of the 3 missing girls, requesting DNA samples for comparison. When the results came in, there were no matches with any of the families. Rivera went back to Warren Williams, this time with backup. 2 uniformed officers accompanied him, and the tone of the conversation was no longer sympathetic. "Mr. Williams, I've been investigating your daughter's death for 2 months and nothing makes sense. No birth certificate, no school records, no medical history. I need the truth. Who is Jennifer?" Warren's story came out slowly, painfully. In 1986, he'd met a woman named Diane in Las Vegas. Diane had a young daughter, maybe 12 years old at the time. The girl never talked about her past, and Diane never explained where she came from. Warren and Diane moved to Phoenix together. The girl attended middle school under the name Jennifer Williams, using documents Warren now admitted were fake. Diane had paid someone to create them. In 1989, Diane died of a drug overdose. Warren, who had no legal rights to the girl but felt responsible, continued raising her as his daughter. She was 15 years old. She said she couldn't remember anything before age 11 or 12. There were gaps, like someone had erased parts of her memory. Rivera's frustration grew. Where did Diane get the girl? "I swear I don't know." Diane would never say. Rivera flew to Las Vegas and began investigating Diane's background. Her full name was Diane Foster, and she died of a heroin overdose in a Phoenix motel room in 1989. But Diane's background offered no clues about where she'd gotten a 12-year-old girl in 1986. A former neighbor remembered something important. Diane used to talk about this guy she knew. Older guy, real creepy. She said she owed him. I think his name was Frank or Floyd or something. She was scared of him. Rivera ran every variation through crime databases. Among hundreds of results was Franklin Cole, a child predator convicted in Nevada in 1975 for kidnapping a 4-year-old girl. The girl had been rescued, but Franklin Cole had disappeared before trial and remained a fugitive. Rivera got Cole's mugshot and showed it to people who'd known Diane. 2 people confirmed they'd seen this man with Diane in the mid-1980s. Rivera had a theory. Franklin Cole had kidnapped a young girl, probably around 1978 to 1983. He'd kept her for years, then somehow transferred custody to Diane Foster through coercion or payment. Through hospital records, Rivera learned that Jennifer had given birth to Michael at Phoenix General Hospital in 1992. He'd been adopted in 1993 by a family in Scottsdale and was now 6 years old, living under a new name with parents who loved him. Rivera gently interviewed Michael's adoptive parents, asking about Jennifer's contact with the child. She visited him a few times before the adoption was finalized, said Michael's adoptive mother. She seemed to love him, but she was clearly struggling. She told us she wanted him to have a better life than she'd had. The adoptive parents had kept something Jennifer had given them, a letter she'd written for Michael to open when he turned 18. The letter described a childhood Jennifer couldn't quite remember, fragments of memory that didn't connect, and ended with, "I don't know who I was before I was Jennifer. I don't know if my real family is still looking for me, but I want you to know your real name, your real history. Don't let anyone take that from you." Rivera continued investigating for 2 more years. He sent Jennifer's DNA to every missing persons database in the country. Nothing matched. Jennifer's true identity remained a mystery, and in 2001, Rivera had to close the active investigation. In 2003, something misfiled was found while reviewing old evidence from the 1975 Franklin Cole kidnapping. Photos seized from Cole's apartment during his arrest. Among them was a Polaroid showing Cole with a little girl, blonde, maybe 4 years old. On the back of the photo was the date 1978. The detective sent the photo to Rivera. When Rivera showed it to people who'd known Jennifer Williams, 3 confirmed it. In 2015, a woman named Patricia Brennan contacted the Phoenix Police Department. Her daughter, Lisa Brennan, had been kidnapped at 7 years old from an Albuquerque elementary school in 1981. The case had never been solved. Patricia had seen a cold case television program featuring Jennifer Williams' story. She was certain Jennifer was her daughter, but there was no match in the results. After Rivera retired, Detective Sarah Chen took over the case. In the following years, 6 more families contacted police, each convinced Jennifer was their missing daughter. Every DNA test came back negative. In 2018, advanced genealogical DNA testing became available. Detective Chen sent Jennifer's DNA to several databases, hoping distant relatives could provide leads. The results showed Jennifer had ancestry from the American Southwest, probably from New Mexico or Arizona. But no close relatives appeared in any database. No parents, no siblings, no aunts or uncles searching for missing family. It was as if Jennifer's entire family had disappeared or never existed. Today, the Jennifer Williams case remains officially unsolved. Her real name, her real family, her real past are unknown. Her son Michael is now 27 years old. As the years pass, the likelihood of solving the mystery is shrinking. Anyone who knew Jennifer's true identity is probably dead or deliberately silent. Take 1 second to support the channel by clicking the subscribe button for free. What do you think happened to Jennifer? Do you believe Franklin Cole was responsible for her abduction, or was there someone else involved? And the hit-and-run driver who killed her that night in 1998, do you think it was truly an accident? Or could there be a darker connection to her mysterious past? Share your thoughts in the comments below.